It's going to be Gunrunners attacking on the blue side. Now, Gunrunners actually nice and easy have the blue camo as well. As you can see, no Danizek in the Gunrunners lineup. It's Strinzer is going to be playing in his position.
That's the person we haven't seen that many times in this season, if ever. But still, even the last time without Dani, Gunrunners gave really hard time to Oops. And I would say even some miraculous moments of RNG helped Oops guys, like when Mayland won that round on Ghostan as example. That was in our highlights. Still, the tanks are going uphill slowly but surely, and they are going to pressure on top 2 cap once they actually manage to get
Cameraman
down.
just moving out of the way there of the mouse, nearly getting ran over. Camo does look really cool. I do like the Gunrunners camo. It's nice and simple. I like how it's got the different shades of blue.
It's kind of old school Throne legacy camo.
And it's important to remind everyone as well that the teams choose their own camo. They design their own camo for their teams. I do remember we had a little bit of an issue with the GoHard one because the black wasn't black enough.
And purple wasn't purple enough.
Yeah.
Nothing was enough for GoHard.
The black was more grey at the start. I really wanted to comment on it, but they had it fixed by the first map. But now it's like super black. And that is a really cool camo from GoHard this season. I really like it. It stands out. It's very different.
Well, Martin got spotted there, but he's just providing some cover for the tanks that are going up. He needs to see if there is some kind of push by GoHard tanks. Kaizo actually picked up a first damage, a first blood. Ooh, this is gonna be a problem because these Type 4 heavies might actually try to spam him with HE spam.
Oh, Kaizo. Oh, Kaizo, you could be in a world of hurt.
He needs to run while they're reloading.
He's got to choose when to get away from this, as he's just going to get spammed to death here by HE. Kaizo, are you even paying attention to what's happening to you here? He's not moving. They can just continue to spam. He's going to wait and Coca-Cola to try and get shots back for him.
Man, we see a situation like this, and I think it was Vetso here, I'm not 100% sure, but he did run away on a couple of 100 HP. What is Kaizo waiting for? There is no surviving here.
There is nothing he can do. They have the angles into him. They're just going to continue to spam him to death with HE. Kaizo now down to 7-2-1, 4-8-5, 3-3-1. Kaizo, your days are numbered, mate, and none of your teammates have any supportive shots to be able to help you right now.
Oh, he's wiggling his tank.
Fat lot of good that's going to do him right now, to be honest. As Saigo picks up a free kill there for nothing in return, and Gunrunners taking first blood here.
I was for a moment thinking, is GoHard even in play because no one from their team is moving. Kaizo is not running away. I mean, they don't have a machine gun there, you know, they have a reload of like 10 seconds on mouse tanks, about 18.5 seconds on Type 4 heavies because they're tier 9. Well, nice damage done to Ondrax there, but I would not say that's good enough for a loss of entire tier 10 1-1-3.
Yep, I mean, finally they're able to get tanks into position, and it was Failware who was getting crossfire shots in his Amex 50B, but it was too little too late, really, because they had to sacrifice Kaizo for that, and that's not a trade I would take. I wouldn't take one tank for just doing damage on another one. Now, Storm gets shot at here from the mouse of Annihilator, it looks like. Damage coming back into Saigo there, 759. That was a lovely shot there. Looks like Caribari perhaps at the back there with a high roll.
Yeah, but it cannot be Caribari. There is no way for that. It must be an E4 tank. So it must be Coca-Cola from somewhere. It almost looked like an arty shotty, man.
Yeah, the angle it came in for was, okay, Coca-Cola is over there as well. Couldn't see him on the minimap, could only see Caribari and Nile there. So do apologise if anyone watches this quite often. You know, I am a rubbish with average damage of vehicles.
No problem. E4 has 750 average, mouse has 490.
Okay.
So that would be the highest of the high rolls ever, with HE shell even.
Coca-Cola taking shots in the side there, as so does Annihilator. And well, to be honest, Mojo, this is not looking like a great start here from GoHard. They seem quite out of position.
No, this is something what I've told you. They might get pressured with the... Ooh, Caribari is even burning. His engine is damaged. He fixed it finally, but he lost like 1k HP there. I mean, Gunrunners are doing so far so good.
Safarchik and Maga trying to come around the south of the map here. Maga trying to get some crossfire shots, but Martin's going to hold him back there. Ondrax still up on the hill, being able to get any crossfire down. Failware starting to move down the D line on the minimap as well. And, well, I mean, it's still recoverable by GoHard, but they need to start doing damage without taking damage back, and that's going to be very hard in this brawl situation right now.
Strinzer here is watching the back of his teammate Martin, but Martin is going to get shot from two sides here. I mean, this Butcher should get an angles on his engine.
Failware has to be careful not to peek round that corner as the Strinzer's trying to get shots into him. He gets 2 shots into Martin. He's taking 2 shots in return for that. Martin's going to survive here because Maga's taking too long to come around the corner, but Unji's waiting for Martin as well. You see Maga taking a truck ton of damage. He's in a 1-shot now in his batch. He's surviving on 19 health. No, he goes down as Martin gets the kill. It's down to Zafarchik to try and kill Martin here. And I don't think that's going to happen. It is the AMX that's shooting at him. And GoHard are just bleeding too much HP. Mojo, look at this from the teams. Gunrunners with 9.3, GoHard with 2.8. And it looks like Gunrunners are going to be taking round 1 here. And this is a nightmare start for GoHard.
I don't see a way for them to lose it, and they're actually taking the attack on Himmelsdorf with ease. I don't understand that start from the GoHard here, keeping stubbornly that 1-1-3 in the window. There was no way for him to survive once the Type 4 heavies were not spotted anywhere down. This was such a mistake in their tactics, something they didn't pay attention on. A splash damage, if it was obvious to us as casters, that is something they must have taken in consideration.
Carry Barry, they're getting a kill on Unji. Gunrunners still, however, though, with 7.2k on the board as GoHard have 911. Call me an ambulance, please, because, well, Gunrunners are totally smashing GoHard to pieces right now.
Yeah, this is really nothing much they can do about it here, because sooner or later some of these tanks will just, I wonder will he just ram him to death, because he could have. Mouse can actually do that to E4, same as top 5. Kerry Berry, the last survivor here on 1 shot, not gonna really work out. Maybe just some extra point of damage there for him, and that will be it.
Oh, nice Strinzer. That was a bad miss as he then turned on his cloaking device. The Storm then picks up the kill onto Carry Barry, and it is now Gunrunners 1-0 ahead of GoHard here.
This is like a last match, man. The same start.
Oh.
No easy matches tonight.
If GoHard don't do this, the nickname is going to stick with them for when they go and tilt, because it's in their own hands, and it was in their own hands yesterday. And let's be honest, they played terrible against Krasnokru yesterday. They got spanked 5-1. There's no two ways about that. That was not the team that showed. I mean, they beat Ding 5-0 in the match before it, and then they get beat 5-1 from Krasnokru in the very next one.
I saw actually a comment in a chat on a stream. It was like, go soft.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Go soft. I mean, other one people say is throw hard when they yesterday it was.
No. There is still, this is the first game they can get surprised. They are a really good team this season, so we need to hand them that. There is still potential for them to be the second, and I believe they'll fight till the last game of this match, because they are that kind of the guys. They just need to overcome any kind of nervous they have in themselves and just deal with the situation in hand, because this kind of play by GRS was predictable.
I mean, they can do this. GoHard, you've beaten the more difficult teams this season. You've had one of the strongest win records this season. You can do this. Just, stay calm, but at the same time, hey, Gunrunners, go for it, because it makes it more exciting, and it means GoHard have to work for it more. Let's have a look at the stats, Mojo. I can actually see who already was top damage. That's a phenomenal amount of damage, but just not enough for the rest of his team there, sadly. Coca-Colap's doing 5.1k there in the E4 before he went down.
It's actually brilliant damage for E4, sniping in the back. I just need to check one thing. I'm really interested. How many shells Kaizo took? He received 10 shells.
Enrico and Martin then next to 4.4, 3.5, 3.2. Then it falls off quite quickly from 4th to 5th place. We're down to 2.7, then 2.3 into Failware.
Hits received as a result of a splash damage 12.
Wow.
It actually has that in stats. I didn't know that.
Nice. I mean, in a way, you think to yourself, okay, count the shots. 1, 2, 3, 4, move. Because you know they've not got all loaders. You know it's the bigger derp guns. At some point, you have to just turn and run. Okay, you might take one more shot, but you just stay where you are. You know they have the measure of you. And finally, when Failware did move round, Failware could get a clip out, but where was the rotation before that? Where was the support before that?
No, I told you, the game was lost when Kaizo died. Kaizo should have turned his tank somehow and tried to run away. The problem is, didn't see, did he use the repair kit initially? Maybe he was just scared he will get tracked in the middle of nowhere if he didn't have it because of that HE spam, and then it would make it even worse. But there was no one able to return the damage and the favor to the GRS guys. And Ondrex did pick up some damage later. He lost about 1600 HP, and he got a broken Amorek. That's why he did only 1 shot. But still, it was far from enough.
Yep, well, let's have a look at the lineups here for round 2 of Himmelsdorf, Mojo, and it looks like both teams going heavy again with the Mousies. Gunrunners actually breaking out a T57 heavy as well here.
In defense, T57, yes, we've seen them actually do that before because they're hoping, hey, T57 doesn't need to be fast enough, but hit shells plus fast reload, maybe he will get 2 clips out. Still, I kind of prefer 50B for Himmelsdorf because Himmelsdorf is a big map and you do need that extra speed. So that's not really my tank for this map. It's, I think, better maybe for some situations on Ghost Town. But hey, they're the ones playing the match.
Yeah, I mean, I quite like the flexibility here that the Gunrunners lineup brings to it. GoHard. Casnacrew coming in. GoHard going with the heavy punch, if you like, of the triple mouse and IS4. Then they've got the rotations of the Batchats, but 2 tier 9 Batchats. They need to have a hell of a game here, to be honest. The 2 tier 9 Batchats could make or break this fight.
I mean, that I4 heavy and E3, they can make a living hell out of those Batchats. 57 also.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how they do this. I mean, GoHard, as I say with the match previously with Casnacrew, I mean, it's their destinies in their own hands right now. They really need to win this match. It is very important that they win this match. There's no two ways about it. If they don't do this, if they get to tiebreaker, that's it. Done and dusted effectively, isn't it?
Yep. They need all 3 points. 2 is not enough.
Yeah, because at the moment they're still sitting on 33 and Casnacrew are sitting on 35, so 2 points wouldn't do it if it goes to tiebreaker.
No, because Kazna has 2 victories against them, so...
They need a clean win.
Yep.
Ooh, GoHard. And then this Kazna match afterwards is going to be so crazy as well. Now, GoHard, red team attacking, Gunrunners, blue team defending. It's like GoHard are going to send a lot of their tanks up here onto the hill, Mojo, sending up the mouse of Karibari. Kaizu's already going ahead of him.
Well, slow rise of the mouse is toward the hill here. That's going to take a while. While that is going on, Nile is going for the lower part of the map. Zafarchik is taking the spot of the courtyard, but of course by the Gunrunners tanks we can already know they have no potential to really rush anything.
Kaizu actually coming back down off the hill.
Nice connection there by Nile.
Oh, nice!
Zafar there spotted, and that was the purpose of the tier 9, and there was a connection by IS7 all the way down from the church area.
Very well done. Nice Annihilator, nice!
I'm not even 100% sure he has him in a draw range there. It could be just an well-aimed shot on a spot of his teammate who just told him, yeah, shoot now.
Shoot now. It was very nicely done. Nice connection there onto the side of Enrico. I'm guessing he would have got a little bit of a fright from that as well. As we see Karibari and Failware taking the hill here. But look at this, Mojo. Gunrunners are actually going to do a hill push of their own.
Well, the important thing here for GoHard is they actually spotted the rotation of Gunrunners, so they know what to expect now. This is rather bad, and honestly, there was a possibility that Gunrunners would avoid it if they actually hugged the red line more effectively. So if they just didn't drive toward that side. I'm not 100% sure, but a couple of meters might have helped.
Kaizu now moving around the bottom area of the castle, seeing if you can see anybody on the other side, but nope, Estrinzer and Ondrax are way over here on the 1-2 line with nothing to see. As now Annihilator starts to move up into the hill as well. Getting first damage here in this map. And now what more damage can he do is the question. How well can he play this IS-7 and what can he do to punish Gunrunners?
It's going to be interesting. I mean, GoHard doesn't look like they're interesting even to moving away with these tanks. So it does look like they want to mess up and go downwards. But if that really happens, they don't have that great advantage in the battle, except being focused down on one line.
Whoa, Kaizu! Big deflection there off the turret of his tank. He then misses on Unji. He better not peek round here because Enrico and Storm are waiting to go around the corner. Kaizu, mate, you're playing a very dangerous game right now.
Not really the best one. He lost the repair kit. Now again, a rather lucky bounce he had because it does look like Anji had actually heat shell loaded.
It looks like Gunrunners, Mojo, they're setting up to push down this hill here. Could get a big fight in this corner, but it looks like they're just going to hold off for now.
Zafarchik is watching the 8 line, so he's giving a peck on a cheek to Anji from there. And it does look like Zafar and Maga will actually rotate away and strike from the side toward the Gunrunner tanks.
This could be really good. They could catch Gunrunners here in crossfire, as Karibari and Failware have poked all the way down here. They're trying to peek out and get shots onto Enrico. Lots of side scraping here from the Mousies, but now Karibari and Failware want to push round. There's no real crossfire. Seagull actually has a crossfire on if they try and cross that next corner. It's going to be a very slow moment. Karibari actually wants to peek as Niall gets a shot over here onto Enrico. Very nicely done.
Well, you can see how hesitant Gunrunners are to abandon the other side of the map. You can see Anji's position and TDs that are just now coming in because they know that GoHard are masters of mind play and they might try to rotate them.
Okay, now look at this damage coming round. It's Failware and Annihilator taking shots as they peek round the corner. Gunrunners have them here, Mojo. They have the shots into them, and there's no shots coming back from GoHard at the moment. They're shooting back there into Strinzer, but Strinzer gets one back there onto Coca-Collapse. Now, GoHard have got the position they want. They've taken damage for it. How much damage can they do back here to Gunrunners?
We need to see what is the plan to do with the budgets of GoHard. Zafar and Maga are still in the back. If they effectively manage to rotate the map and come from the other side, they can do two possible things. They can strike in the back of the enemy, take out one TD in a clip, or they can pressure the cap. Honestly, I don't think they should pressure the cap. That would be bad because there is still Anji and some of the guys that can just go and shoot them. I think they should find a way to kill someone.
Enrico actually is behind this line of GoHard tanks, and that could be very dangerous for them because he can peek out and shoot them in the back. Now you can see Gunrunners tanks on the A line as well above them. Mag and Zafarchik are going to come round. Unji is actually moving off his position. They're trying to avoid the cap circle here as they drive round. The amount of damage these two Tier 9 Batchats can do in the rear could be massive, or it could be absolutely terrible if they're spotted out before they rotate. Oh, Mojo, this is
it's imperative to see what will these Batchats do because the entire game is evolving around their play. If they manage to do their shots and do something, they will actually win the game. If they effectively one of them dies, it will be a stalemate which will be won by Gunrunners.
Zafarchik got spotted there by Unji. Maga gets himself spotted now as well, so they know where the two Tier 9 Batchats are. They're going to try and come round here onto Martin, but Martin's waiting to shoot at them. Maga takes a parting shot as he goes, and these Batchats are trying to beat out Unji from this position. Meanwhile, the brawl carries on, and GoHard are starting to bring it back down closer into their favour. They're not going to bother about shooting Enrico right now. They're coming round to shoot at their other tanks that are sitting in the cap circle area. And these heavies from GoHard, they're weathering the storm, Mojo.
They're doing, Gunrunners are doing rather well. They have 1k HP advantage and they're still controlling the map well. The problem here with Anji is if he's directly pushed, he has to run away toward his friends. He has to run away here in a hole on A5. And then they still have one Batchat on the top of the hill, Kaizu. If Kaizu was actually patient, he would have had the shots in the back toward Estrizen and Martin.
Martin and Strunzer are getting shots here on Maga. Maga peeks back out, gets another one to Strunzer's. Martin's going to chase down Maga, but Martin's going to be in a crossfire here between Zafarchik as well. But Unji actually gets a shot into him now. Martin comes round, is able to get shots into Maga. Zafarchik's taking damage as well, but there's a trailing shot in the back here from Kaizu, but it doesn't do enough. He tracks Martin once again. Zafar wants to peek and get shots in, but he's not going to win that trade as Kaizu's clipping out into Martin, but he's not doing damage. Meanwhile, on the brawl on the other side, Unji's down to a one-shot. Strunzer's a one-shot. Saigo is on a two-shot, and Maga and Zafarchik survive now, but they don't have the shots to be able to do damage here onto Martin.
Kaizu is on reload now, so that's a critical. He's gonna try to join Maga, but look at this. Maga is on one shot, and he has damaged Amarek. Never mind that. Anji outplayed him, and he is dead. Gunrunners effectively have 7 guns in the game. 7 guys are alive, and they have the positions to just hold off the GoHard, and they might actually pick up this entire Himmelsdorf round. They might lead 2-0, Ryan.
Yep, it needs to go hard to start doing the damage without taking it back, and they are doing this against Storm. We said at the start these two Tier 9 Batchats would be vitally important as to how much damage they can do, and answer was pretty much none in that whole entire fight. All they did was distract the mediums there, or the medium and the TD, and they just sent Martin after them, which basically they couldn't do anything against, really. It's a horrible tank to shoot ahead on. Kaizu's now came off the hill. He's going to try and get shots into the back tanks here of Gunrunners, but Gunrunners have 1k HP more, well, 800 more HP than GoHard, but they still have all 7 guns available, Mojo. And like you said, this is just going to be a bit too difficult for GoHard at the moment. And yeah, this is not exactly at all how anyone would have expected this match between these two teams to have gone.
I mean, this is a really huge lead by Gunrunners at the moment. It doesn't look so much on HP, but if you check out the scales, 2 minutes till the end. Only slow tanks in the game by GoHard. They cannot really cap. They will be interrupted. They cannot really give a chase because only mobile tank here is Kaizu. Annihilator. He has even that driver in his i7, and it's not like the most mobile tank from the start. So this is rather looking well for Gunrunners. If GoHard wants to win this round, they need to kill everyone. And I don't see a way how will they do it. Look at the HP of Ondrax. Like Kaizu would have to waste the entire clip on him. Just for him.
Caribari desperate to peek out and try and get a kill here on Martiners and Strinza, but Ondrax is waiting there to shoot him as well. Caribari's going to try and bait out some deflections, but it's not going to happen. Ondrax is going to pick up the kill as soon as he comes off reload, which he does. Now Storm on Gunrunners is a one-shot, Enrico's a one-shot, Martin's a one-shot, Saigo's a one-shot, and Strinza's a one-shot, but GoHard just simply don't have enough time left to be able to get these one-shots. They don't have any, they have Kaizu and an autoloader. Kaizu could potentially have a massive game here, but nope, he just got a massive shot back into him. He's now a one-shot. They're going to push in here to Failware. That's going to be now just Kaizu and Annihilator left on their own. Ondrax going to come off reload soon. He should get the kill here on Failware nice and easy. Although he might bounce. I don't see it coming, no. Nope, he doesn't.
Not really gonna happen. A nice play here by Ondrax. Another in a row here. And we have, I would say even, it doesn't look that much, but this was actually a clear win by Gunrunners. They did outplay GoHard on every aspect. They did block them well. They did prevent all the rotations. They answered well. Anji really played well and careful. It was critical that he stayed alive so long because he was the crucial part in this game. And that is why GoHard is down 2 games now, going next to the Ghost Town, which we know can go to any part. Like, they can come back with 2 games and it can be 2-2. But Gunrunners need only 1 round.
Yep, and this is exactly what I said to Gunrunners in their interview. Okay, they're in 7th place, they don't have anything to play for, but they can still have a huge impact in this lead. All they need to do, in the league, sorry, not lead, all they need to do is cause an upset for GoHard or Ding, and that can just totally throw these top 3 teams on their head.
Apparently, they really don't give a damn because they cannot
they're
achieve
playing
anything.
For nothing.
They're just playing for their own pride and fun.
Playing in a way to just piss off whoever they're playing against right now, because it's going to affect, they're just going to say, hey, we're not giving you guys a freebie. Like, we would quite happily be able to say, this is another team we beat when everyone thought that we weren't going to win.
Another notch on the belt.
Exactly. They're pumped up for this. It's like, as everyone says, when you're a team that has nothing to lose, sometimes that's when you play your best, because the pressure's not on you. The pressure's on GoHard here. And we've seen sometimes GoHard really crack under the pressure, to be honest. They really don't do well.
This is a moment to get worried because Ghostan is a map that can go anyway. Of course, as we said, like they can take the 2 games, but it can go anyway. Ondrax with his E3, same like we had in the last game. Coca-Cola did 5K in E4. He did 4K here from the back line. Failure, Kaizu, Caribari following him, but it's just not enough because the team play from Gunrunners was actually above them.
Yeah, I mean, Kaizu and Caribari were 2 of the last tanks remaining, along with Annihilator. But, I mean, they just kind of got isolated. And like we said, those 2 tier 9... I mean, look at this. They come in bottom place, Mojo, the bat chat. Zafarchik 854 and Maga 876. We really needed those 2 tanks to be able to do more. A lot more than that. I mean, perhaps if Kazna Crew had... Where is this coming from? Perhaps if GoHard had taken a tier 8 and then a tier 9, or would have worked out by another tier 10, perhaps would have worked out better for them, but
it's not that. Like, they like to play rotations on Himmel. We mentioned it before. They like to play mind games, but Gunrunners were aware of that, and they made correct calls. They answered to every move of GoHard even before it happened. So a good play by them. I'm very surprised if they play like this entire season or even some of the matches before, they wouldn't be in the situation where they are now.
Yeah, an interesting thing is we're going to go into Ghost Town where statistically GoHard have a way better win ratio compared to what Gunrunners have. But as Daki was pointing out yesterday, the past performance on the old patch effectively is no guide whatsoever to how the teams do now with the new heavy meta that we're seeing in the
yes,
city maps.
The Gunrunners gave a hell of a time to Oops on Ghost Town. It was a super hard game. And we are going to see how will it happen this time. Gunrunners, we expect they will play with some heavy mouse lineup, but we will let players decide and see when the time comes.
Yeah, I mean, they've both played it a lot. Gunrunners have played it 25 times. GoHard's played it 24 times. GoHard have an overall 63% win ratio. Gunrunners only with a 28% win ratio. So let's have a look at the lineup, see how many mouse there is going to be. And holy smokes, GoHard are not pulling any punches with this lineup.
8 pieces here and the 5100 in attack. Rather interesting choice there. What do they want to do with it? Because 50 against the mouse, you need to shoot Golden Park on a 90-degree flank or engine to the mouse to be able to pen a single shot. So maybe some kind of a block, maybe even for a budget. I don't know.
I think it was Kazna Crew. Somebody yesterday used a 5100 and actually did a heck of a lot of damage because it was left to do damage throughout the battle.
It's possible. It's possible. But it can also be one shot by one of the Type 4 heavies.
It was, let me see, GoHard, Kaznakru. It was one of the, I'm sure it was Kaznakru that were doing shots into the back of someone, or it was the other way around. It was Ding Utopia. I think it was Utopia took the 5100 and they were shooting into the back of Ding. Well, I don't know. I mean, Gunrunners lineup looks good, Mojo.
Gunrunners are looking excellent at the moment, and I don't know, these 5 mouse lineups, I don't really like them. They're kind of one way. We've seen Ding try to play something like that, and they didn't manage to do it.
We saw yesterday as well when GoHard took a lineup like that. It came down to a one-on-one with Kaizu, and not Kaizu, Annihilator, and it didn't go well for him, did it?
No, so like as I said, I believe teams will start to adjust to that, but we will just have to see are Gunrunners able to deal with this. If they actually manage to pick up this defense, this might even go to 4-0, man.
Yes, that would be crazy. To be honest, that would be an example of, but it's the Ding effect. They beat Ding and then they lost the next match.
That match, yeah.
They lost Kaznakru, the Ding effect. You can't beat Ding and win your next match. No one's done it this season.
Yeah, but that's already the last match, and this is after that.
Yep, well, let's jump into Ghost Town and see who's going to win this round. Okay, GoHard are on the red side. They're attacking. Gunrunners are on the blue side defending. And yeah, Mojo, if this was to go 4-0 or even 3-0, it's going to be so much pressure on GoHard, especially after they just saw Kaznakru losing in that match previously against Isuba.
We will see how that happen. At the moment, Gunrunners do think that GoHard will try to pressure the one cap, probably with that 5100 budget behind, but nothing of a sort is happening. Zafar is actually scouting the K-line, all alone down.
Zafar in that 5100 on the south of the map as we are watching the tanks of the E100s earlier on just pushing forward into the base. Zafar just hanging around here. I mean, the tank can do a nice bit of damage when he's loaded with premium ammo. It will chew through armor, but it just shoots so slowly. It has to hopefully just be ignored to be able to do that. 2 clips and it'll be brilliant.
The real problem for him is his amount of pen, because he needs to really park 90 degrees to the enemy so he can pen anything. I mean, other than that he has virtually no armor, so Type 4 Heavy can literally one-shoot him because of his amount of HP, which is about 1400, which is exactly the amount of Alpha as far as I remember.
And Enrico is just moving up here into base number 2 area. This is where they're expecting GoHard to make their push. They're expecting GoHard to go for a fight here, go for a brawl, not go for any cap tactics. But look at this, Mojo, on the minimap. Martin is flanking in the T57 Heavy, and he could potentially get a clip out into one of these mows.
It's gonna be interesting to see how will they respond to that. They have 5 of those, so it's gonna be very important to know.
Undrax taking a double tap there in the Type 4 Heavy. Now this is Martin getting the clip out into the T57 Heavy, and let's actually listen into the team speak of GoHard. Can he do this? Can he win this fight?
Can you control?
They put a lot.
No, I
can control no, but
in the Type 4 Barry, he's gonna peek, he's gonna peek. Okay, we go on the cup, we go on the cup.
Let's go, push further, push further.
Maggie, you need to control this.
What? I'm not spotted, so...
Yeah, just push behind the type and farm.
And this Type 4 on the right now.
Behind the type and farm.
I will go in here, guys, to shoot this type.
Yeah, okay.
If you can just
Нормально,
stay.
нормально, нормально.
Maggie,
Мага,
57.
Мага, у тебя пул?
They know I'm here.
Can you push? Can you push?
Just shoot her, yeah, wait.
Yeah, I shot.
У нас магом, ребят. Guys, we need to do
We can
something.
push now, and we can get these two.
Yes, 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 yes.
Type is one shot on the left.
Бля, магом, как
Type shot.
Я смотрись, я вот этого...
Go for it, Barry, go for it, because the Clippers are gonna come out. Come up,
Так, а чё,
Go
ну,
safe, go
типа...
safe.
No,
I'll kill
Like,
Undrax,
yeah,
I'll kill
Undrax,
Undrax.
heavy can
I'll
control.
push and kill Undrax.
One heavy reload.
guys,
2 mouse here.
This tank, all.
Wait, I can kill the type. Okay, nice.
I'm
Need
reload.
help?
I'm reload.
I can stop running.
No, I should be fine.
Heavy minus one coming.
Dom is pushing me.
Push.
No,
Fail,
no.
and guys, you need to push this.
Yeah, you need to push.
I cannot push, I'll just stay.
I have
Try to
27.
support with whatever I can.
I'm just going behind storm, okay?
Yeah, I
I
need
will
to be
go to
careful.
heavy. How many heavy have, guys?
700.
Кайза блок.
Не, у нас там
Nice,
нихуя хп на
We're
захват.
still looking.
Nice,
Okay, I'll
nice.
push Tiga.
Phil, you
reload.
can support more.
You still need to finish off Storm.
4 seconds.
Yeah,
Guys,
someone
be
controls Storm.
careful, guys, be careful.
Kaizu? Okay. I
Yes,
can kill
you cannot
Storm. I'll
shoot,
kill
you cannot
Tiga.
shoot, you cannot shoot.
Fail,
20
you
seconds
can
on the cap.
play
Zaf, you
aggressive,
get to
please,
57. Collapse, come with
Yeah,
me. We
yeah,
go
yeah.
mouse.
Fail, fail.
No, no,
both
no,
for
okay,
mouse.
okay,
Oh, yeah,
okay.
yeah,
No,
yeah,
push
yeah,
him,
yeah,
push
yeah,
him.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
It's
yeah,
normal.
okay.
Break,
Break,
fail,
break,
fail.
break.
Okay, I'm
No.
reset, I'm reset, I'm reset.
Fail,
We can go.
Guys, you can
fail,
win.
fail, fail.
Need kill storm.
I shot
Yeah,
bounced.
Fail, take track. Ah, no, just pen,
No,
just
just
pen,
pen.
Yes.
I put one to
Kaiser, you can support here. Kaiser, please.
Yes,
can.
I support you.
I am 57.
Now
Mine's
he's shooting
one.
you.
You can't finish me, mine's two.
Mojo, I'll be honest, GoHard is my favourite comms to listen into.
Yeah, I like this style. This is something normal for me, honestly, because this is how the comms should look. You should have all the possible info. If you're a player, it is not really that hard to differ what's said, as long as it's normal info, not like some kind of arguing useless or cursing, why did this happen or whatever. No,
Yeah.
useful info, it matters.
Very, I mean, it's I always say it's like an organised chaos, the comms of GoHard. You have the Russian guys speaking to themselves, then you have them every so often saying something to the English speakers, and it all comes together, it all gels together and works really well for them. And it was, you could hear Kaznakru, they were calling out their shots, they were saying when they were going to push, they were saying who they needed to go for, how many shots they had left, and they're usually very good as well. I think Ding do it as well, they're very good at calling out reloads. Kaznakru do that as well, they're always like, you know, 1 shot, 2 shot, 3 shot, he's got 2 left or anything like that. It's really nice to listen into that, but much better from GoHard, a win they really needed to get. So now it's 2-1, going into the second round of Ghost Town, and it looks like GoHard might be starting to show us the team that they are capable of.
Yeah, they did seem much more secure here, but let's see after the next round. Anji did manage to pick up Maga one-on-one. Maga didn't like it the slightest. You could hear it on TeamSpeak. But still, he did leave Anji on 1 shot, and the rest of the mouse tanks from GoHard already did a huge advantage on the map because they covered all the angles well, and every peek by the tanks from the Gunrunners were punished. They were heavily punished even before the real engagement started.
Yep, now let's have a look at the damage done there. We can actually see that on top of the board here is a triple mouse combo from actually the quadruple mouse tag team here, if you like. 4-man tag team of GoHard, of Kaizu, Karibari, Failware, and Coca-Collapse coming out top damage there. 3.5, 3.3, 3.2 roughly, then, you know, 3.1 effectively from Coca-Collapse. Karibari!
It's expected that all the mouse tanks will have a high damage on a map like Ghost Town. I mean, after all, of 14 tanks, we had 8 mouse tanks here.
Karibari with the 4 kills as well for his team, so flinging the team on his shoulder and getting carrying.
Well, Ondrax and Sigu didn't do that well on those Type 4 heavies. I think using 2 of those is kind of a fail. Because, like, as I said before, Type 4 heavy and Type 5 heavy, to shoot, they always have some flat surface toward the enemy.
Yeah.
There is no way to angle that tank without having it. Like, even if you angle it like this, like you would angle a mouse, there is like a cheek below a turret, and it's always turned straight toward the enemy. And to make it worse, when you pen that with heat shell or something like that, you usually break an ammo rack. So that's kind of like carrying the ammo rack on your forehead or something like that. Really.
It's like the British mediums are just surrounded in ammo racks.
Yeah, ammo racks all over the place, man.
Okay, let's have a look at the lineups for round 2 here, Mojo. GoHard not going as heavy here, but look at this from Gunrunners.
2 E3s, they've been playing couple of TDs even before. If you remember, they will try to park them behind the cap. And what will they enter the cap then with? Just a butt shot? That's gonna be really hard to do. And maybe a mouse later. I don't know. And again, these Type 4 heavies, not the greatest choice in my eyes.
So this makes me think, as you're saying, Gunrunners are going to play for base 1 at the north of the map. They're going to park the TDs on the right-hand side, shooting
it's really
across.
hard to play middle with couple of E3s, because if anything flanks them, they're dead.
Yeah, I was going to say they're going to be shooting across the AB line, but I mean, GoHard should be able to read this and flank all the way around the south. Will they do it, however? That's the big thing. I mean, GoHard, they've been misfiring recently, and the thing is that if these teams want to get through to the grand finals and even play in the LAN finals, they have to be sealing the deal. They have to be winning matches like this and have to be winning them strongly. It's been ropey for all the teams at the end of the season. The only team that's looked strong so far has been Ding recently. GoHard were looking strong, Kazna were looking strong, now not so much. Now GoHard's red team defending, Gunrunners blue team attacking. HP is roughly equal here, Mojo, as well.
Well, HP is not really that important at this moment. Even if someone has 2,000 or 3,000 HP, you kind of that means that other team has more mobile tanks.
Yep.
So they will try to use that in their advantage. This just means that everyone is super slow. So in this case, Gunrunners are trying to do unexpected. You can see they're pushing massively on the lower side of the map. And if Zafar is not careful, he actually might get caught there.
Zafar is spotted. Oh, he just got himself safe and no more. Just got himself safe. He had a little peek. He could see the commander's cupola of, it looked like Martin, directly opposite him. You could see they kind of thought about taking a shot, but it's very bold. It's not a necessarily easy area to pen, is it, Mojo, for the E3 head-on?
It's almost impossible unless you are aiming correct. And Kaizu picking up a big shot by Enrico already there. Risky moves by Gunrunners, but at the moment it's paying off. Interesting is that GoHard actually used Zafar on his AMX tier 9 to spot instead of Bachat. Oof, another one on Kaizu.
Kaizu getting shot here, and here's the thing. Gunrunners are not using the E3s to protect the cap. They're putting the E3s into the city to brawl. They're relying on the armor of the E3s to be able to tank shots against the Maus and punish any Maus that peeks. Now, Kaizu's taken 2 shots. He's just more than half health. Can you believe that, taking 2 E3
Nile and
shots?
Failware taking more damage while Gunrunners are practically on the same storm. Yes, he took a couple of, but he's on a mouse. We need to see how will this envelop, because Gunrunners, they're doing well so far, and GoHard is trying to rotate from another part of the map.
GoHard now rotating around the north side of the map. We thought they would initially try and rotate around the south side, as a cap is started by Gunrunners trying to bait out the tanks of GoHard to come in and do something. They're in base 2 at the moment, and this is not going to be an easy one to break down for GoHard, as Annihilator takes another shot there into the face by one of these E3s. Caribari and Mag are trying to push around, but Ondrax got one into Caribari's face. And everywhere GoHard go right now, they're just driving into the guns of Gunrunners, and they're not getting any shots or damage back into them. Enrico's now going to chase Maga and Caribari. They're going to have to run
Will
away.
he make a connection? We need to see this. Caribari is sitting right there, and he ate a big one, and he's on fire.
On fire, but he pushed him out immediately. What can Caribari do? Now, Enrico, he doesn't have anyone else. There's another tank here from Gunrunners, GoHard coming around, and this is looking terrible from GoHard here. Absolutely terrible. They've been baited by Gunrunners here, and they're falling right into that trap.
Angie didn't help out enough on Enrico here, but still the HP advantage is significant. 2k down going here. We need to see, will Angie actually manage to hold them off while these tanks are pressuring the remaining tanks of GoHard.
Ondrax taking a lot of damage here for Gunrunners as well, but look at this in GoHard. The HP continues to fall. Maga's down 709, Safarchik's down onto 503. Let's listen into Gunrunners now as they continue this fight with GoHard.
Tanky na mě, tak byste něco
To mi dávají 500, oni dávají 6 CT, jo?
chlapci.
Mám svoje koukej na mě.
Tady máme jeden full Bčku. A nevím. Ten flankující, to je věfanej docela. Tak ty jsi čurá. Jako to Bčko, když si bez zezadu, tak musíte být dovnitř, nebo...
No my nemůžeme
nebo-
jít, já nemůžu jít.
No, dobrý, vole, timing, vole, timing.
Jo? Tak nic nebouncuje, piču.
Já jsem dal nulu, jako já nemám nic, protože se nic nemohl. Ty jsi hovno, Marťane, vole. Co? Ty máš E3 proti mozu a dáš nulu, víš? No tady je Bčko, vole. Počkej, hele, fantasy pointy. Fantasy pointy nejezdí.
Hej, Martin, ukaž nám tygra, tygra, pojď. Ještě vyždí.
As you can hear there, the desperation from Gunrunners. Please, fantasy points, please. Hey,
I can say I like their spirit here because they really don't give a damn, and it's a kind of a cheerful TeamSpeak. Cool to hear. It was really close in one moment. I don't understand where they dropped it.
Just as we went into TeamSpeak there was massive damage on a Type 4 Heavy, and they said, what the hell? And I think that might have been team damage. I think it could have been Type 4 on Type 4, or it could have been a double shot at the same time. But just as we went into TeamSpeak, they said, what the hell? And the match just swung in an instant. GoHard.
No, there was no team damage.
No team damage?
Nope.
Okay, because it looked like GoHard were losing that fight, and then they managed to come back into it. It was fun listening. Again, we said, you know, like with previously when we had the TeamSpeak of
There is a
Isuba.
possibility that Sigo was blown up because he received only 4 shells.
Okay, with the TeamSpeak of Isuba, Gunrunners are also an all Czech team, so okay, if you don't speak Czech, you don't understand it. I mean, some Polish people might understand some of the words, but you can hear the emotion, and you could hear them kind of like they were laughing. They knew they were losing.
Man, they're just giggling.
They were enjoying it. Yeah, they're like, whoa, like what happened here? You know, this is fun, and that's the way it should be. You know, we've heard other TeamSpeaks and they've been quite salty. You know, at the end of the day, it's a game. Enjoy yourselves. Okay, you're playing for money, but hey, enjoy yourselves.
Well, it's a bit harder to enjoy yourself all the time when you're playing for the top 1 spot. But Enrico here doing the top damage. I think they pretty much lost the round because that T3 pushed a bit too much, a step too much, and when the third tank came from the GoHard, they lost a flank and then they just went down like dominoes. Yeah, Angie did a lot of damage to Enrico on that flank also, but it was just not enough because the mouse tanks from their team, and especially those Type 4 heavies, didn't do much. And I believe those Type 4 heavies will be somewhere at the bottom again.
Yeah.
It's just not the best tank to have.
Zafarchik AMX-30 on this map is turning into be a bit of a weapon, to be honest. Like, he was the one doing loads of damage in the fight. I think it was against Ding, picked up 3 kills before he died when he got set on fire. E3 of Martin Mojo actually coming in with only 1 shot and no damage.
Unbelievable.
Estrinzer as well, hardly doing anything. Saigo, hardly doing anything. Carrie Barry, well, he took one to the face. Not sure about that. Rocky Balboa School of Tanking. Set on fire as well from that E3, but then the rest of his teammates came in and saved him.
It was a really good start by Gunrunners. It
yeah,
just
it was very
didn't
nice.
turn out well toward the end.
Now we're at 2-2. Next map coming up. It's one of the open ones, wasn't it?
Cliff?
Cliff,
Yeah.
it was, yes. Okay, so we're going to see 5 bat chats per side.
And a couple of mouses.
TVP and a T49 on one team.
GoHard played with mouse even before the patch, man. Actually,
Yeah.
it was even 100.
No, E100 and it went really wrong.
But we did
Got
see
ignored.
people even climb
And they
mouse
took an
up on a
E5,
mountain.
yeah, they took an E5 and that didn't work either. They tried to climb an E5 and they just
Time for mouse, man.
they just ignored the E5.
It's just time for mouse.
And yes, it was against Kaznikru. They tried to do that boost 4 times. It took them, and by the time they finally got the tank up there,
I saw that.
they
That
swept
was,
round and
that
Kata
was
just
just
went,
like, what's going on, man?
yeah, like, hey, you're on our turf, beat it. What can GoHard do this time on Cliff? Will they do the boost first time? Will they try for the boost first time, or will they just try for something different?
Well, that's a new boost. We've seen it first done by Oops with this patch release. Oops actually did it right like this from the start, as they usually do. But GoHard was struggling heavily. It doesn't even mean that they will try to use it in these tactics. It's just one of the useful tools you can use in this kind of map. But Cliff being probably a lot of budgets, yeah, but I'm really hoping that we will see some change.
No.
Not really.
Object 430 version 2, however,
At least something.
I mean, it could indicate some kind of cap shenanigans or some kind of position shenanigans. GoHard are going to be attacking here, Gunrunners defending. Gunrunners with my predicted lineup, TVP, T49. It's a very, very standard lineup, but you see it quite a lot here on Cliff. It's a very flexible lineup. It's why a lot of teams use it here, especially on the defensive side.
GoHard has that Object 430 who has a great turret, really hard to penetrate. Actually impossible pretty much. And he can angle his tracks well also. So yeah, you can use it around the cap for sure.
Yep. Well, will they do it? Will they not? Who's going to take the lead this time? It's all square at 2-2. Let's find out as we jump into Cliff.
Cliff, the most dynamic map in the league. Battles on Cliff always turn into desperate double-edged fights. Teams start from the same spots as they do in standard battles. The first base is located near the defender's spawn point, and the second is at the bottom of the hill. Sometimes teams split their forces and send several tanks through the 1-2 line to the left of the small hill, but usually both teams play at the center. The attacking team can send one of the tanks up to the lighthouse or behind it. Fast and quick-firing vehicles are better suited for this map, mainly medium tanks, including tanks equipped with autoloaders.
Including tanks equipped with autoloaders. Well, there's quite a few on the map. And, well, Mojo, it looks like GoHard, thankfully, are not going to be trying to go for that boost this time.
Yeah, I mean, with this lineup, they really don't have to. And they're pushing straight for the middle. Stick together, team tactics, all 7. Let's go.
Martin doing one of the climbs here that you can get from the north base. GoHard doing super together here, Mojo. The entire team actually all spreading up that side. Now they're going to split either side of the mountain. Are they going to rush all the way around? I mean, they do have this object with them, so it looks like some kind of play specifically going onto that object, as Gunrunners could get a free hill here.
They can get a free hill, but they might actually even lose a player because GoHard is going super fast. We need to see what is the actual position of Ondrex there, and will he be able to survive this engagement?
We've seen this before earlier on this week where teams have tried this and they didn't push all the way and get wrecked. They got wrecked by the tanks on the hill. Look at this, Ondrax, focus fire at the moment. He's got nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. One more shot and he's dead. He's on 338 health and there's no one else in his team able to save him. Failware angles for a shot. He does get the kill and this is first blood to GoHard.
This is something that happened actually to Kazna before. If you remember, Haiba was in that position and he got annihilated. Fast play by GoHard here. And look at the annihilation of the Gunrunners. They're losing tanks everywhere.
And this is it. It's all in from both teams. It's down to individual skills and focus fire. Strinzer surviving here against Coca-Cola, but he goes down. Coca-Cola's able to survive. GoHard have lost 2 tanks. They've lost Maga in the back chat, Caddy Barry in the back chat. Gunrunners have lost Storm in the back chat. They've lost Ondrex in the back chat. They've also lost Strinzer in the back chat. And then Rico is a one-shot. Saigo gets a really nice tracking shot there on the back chat, but Failware comes round. Saigo's going to go down as well. So Gunrunners are going to lose 4 tanks for this. And GoHard still have 5 guns in the game available to them.
Well, this is a proper spanking coming here from the GoHard. A really quick game. Angie and Martin are there with HP and Rico on one shot, but they are not going to be able to come back in this game. No matter what they do, everything on the map is under control of GoHard.
Old school, hyper-aggressive tactics here on Cliff, and it is working out in GoHard's favour. They need to start playing a bit more aggressive, Mojo. You said it before, you didn't like it when they play defensive. When they sit back, they're much better as a reactive team. They're much better trying to dictate the pace of a game.
Yes, this is much more like them, but of course it's super hard to play something like this when you have 5 mouses in a game, you know?
Yes, indeed. Kaizu now picking up the kill on Unji. Martin coming around trying to get some shots in Failware, trying to get a crossfire with Enrico. Now, there's also shots coming in from Zafarchik here into Martin. It's Failware who picks up the kill. Still 5 guns available for GoHard. And the Rico, well, you just got annihilated, mate. And that is it. GoHard now take the lead 3-2. And they are hungry for these points, Mojo.
Man, this is kind of Cliff games that we like to see, but Gunrunners are losing a 3rd game in a row. It doesn't look really well for them. I mean, they had a 2-0 on a Himmelsdorf, and it looked like a kind of a shining start,
yes.
But it's kind of dwindling away. After close games to this was just a stomp, and we just need to see and lay back and see what's going to happen on the next round.
If it does go to tiebreaker, at least we know so far who's going to have the pick, because that was a very quick round, that one. I didn't actually see the timer. I think it was 3 minutes, that one.
About 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Considering everything else was played with mouses, yeah, it's super fast.
Yeah, indeed. Not a lot of HP on the board as well, so top damage is probably going to be about 2.2, 2.3. Let's actually see who it was who came out on top. So Kaizu, 2.3. Then Failware 2.3, then
you
Rico 2.1.
You are always nicking that 100 HP, man. 81, that's closer to 2.4.
Well, it's 2.381 if we're going to be specific. What if it was 2,500, Mojo?
What's with what?
If it was 2,500, what would you say?
2.5.
What was if it was 255?
I don't know, I would send Ducky to count on fingers.
Oh, wow, okay. I don't know if Daki's awake right now. Have you checked under the desk? Is he okay?
I don't put kids under the desk, man.
Daki's not a kid. Daki's an adult.
Is he?
Well, apparently, yes.
So he claims.
Hey, he's 21 now. 21.
Very
Mojo, he could be our son, potentially.
Definitely. A sunny boy.
We treat him like a little kid, you know, a little baby Mojo, a little baby Daki.
What idea would save him there, man? We can leave him outside of the club. We can just say what's his age, you know? Well, GoHard against Gunrunners here. GoHard coming back in a game with a swift 3 games. Well, swift with the mouses, but this one was rather fast. Gunrunners, well, they are at least enjoying the game at the moment.
Okay, Gunrunners going something different here, bringing an E5 and an artillery piece. Now, the artillery piece was usually where Danny would play on, but we're not going to see Danny, obviously, in this. Now, GoHard taking an RU Mojo here over a T49. You think that's just personal preference?
Yeah, they just want to have some faster spot. They can even change tactics with it. They can send him on some different spot than 49 would be usually played. E5, on the other hand, with Gunrunners, it's quite obvious what they want to do. They want to get in hold-down position with it and dominate the hell and get angles with M40 to shoot the budgets in the back. This is exactly what GoHard needs to prevent, actually, from happening.
I think this is going to be a hyper-aggressive defense from GoHard. I think they're just going to push out, go right down the throats of Gunrunners and try and win Cliff quite quickly here and try and just move it on to the next map.
Well, they do have a chance to do that for sure, but Sigo will be playing Artie. He's actually the one wow, that was a lot of actuallys there. But he's the one playing it for Gunrunners usually. You got me confused because Danny did it before and he just plays a tier 9. When it's tier 8, it's always Sigo.
Okay, I didn't realize they'd actually swap out depending on which artillery it was. Now, we can see everyone in the lineup from GoHard is going to be Zafarchik. Usually, as always expected, on the lower tier tankies in the RU251. Coca-Collapse is going to be playing the TVP here. And look at this already. So Gunrunners are making the move here on the right-hand side, their blue side. They're going to be attacking. And GoHard, they're going hyper aggressive. They're going to the same area. They're going. Okay, only Annihilator splitting off, and the rest of the team's going towards Hill.
Zafar is spotting down, but everyone else is going immediately toward the middle from the GoHard guys. It's gonna be interesting to see. Will they try to do some damage on the start of the game here?
Look at this, actually. Gunrunners are setting up a more defensive position. They're not going hyper-aggressive. They're trying to bait the rush over here from the middle of GoHard. Now, it looks like Gunrunners have read this, Mojo. Carry Barry and the rest of the tanks going around here are going to take a lot of damage. Gunrunners were waiting for this. They have a crossfire set up, and this could go really bad for GoHard here. Carry Barry's taking the brunt of the damage here. Ondrax taking it back in return for Gunrunners. Now, the E5's coming up. This is going to be a distraction for GoHard. Carry Barry taking a pummeling here. He's on 626 health, so that's a two-shot now. Estrinzer and Ondrax, however, getting focused. Estrinzer is on fire. You can see him just putting that out right now. Ondrax is a one-shot. Estrinzer down to half health at the moment, and while Carry Barry now on a one-shot, this is gone in GoHard's favour, this exchange, quite easily.
That's just what I wanted to say. If you give initiative to defender like that, yes, they will take some initial damage, but then they will take the ground and they will have the better crossfire, and they will, most importantly, control the mountain. Now, what will you do with this E5? Okay, Carry Barry, man, that's not the way to carry. You do not peek first with one-shot tank. You do not do it. You just don't do it.
Coca-Colap's trying to get shots down here onto Enrico. Now, artillery can still be a massive factor in this battle. Seagull can drop a shell into someone's head and absolutely wreck them. Fayware got a couple of shots into Storm, but Estrinzer shot back at him, and Fayware's having to back off here. Now, GoHard have got a tank less, but because Gunrunners are using artillery, GoHard still have almost 2k HP advantage over them right now. Now, GoHard need to make these shots count.
Yeah, Failware there like a Spider-Man on that mountain, and he's covered from the lower side by Zafarchik. This is really important because you remember how Ding actually failed to cover that side several times, with Kuriz being late and Ding losing games on Cliff because of that. So this is a good cooperation by them. I mean, they really had no reason to lose Carry Barry. That was just his own greed that killed him.
Storm is now off reload. As soon as Maga gets spotted, Seagull is going to fling a shell over into Maga's face at the moment. You can see that Coca-Cola was trying to get an angle there on Estrinzer and Enrico in the E5, but didn't have one. And look at this. This is a viewpoint right now of Seagull. Maga, your days could be numbered here, mate. I would not peek if I was you.
Yes, Seagull is playing a patient game.
Unji going for the proxy.
Let's see.
Oh, Maga, this is going to hurt, mate. Oh, he got another shot in the meantime. Artie, you need to let it fly at some point. Maga's going to keep moving. It's going to make it hard for you. Oh, 353 on the splash damage. Look at this.
But look at Enrico, man. Look at Enrico. Look at the HP. Now they know Artie fired, and he's taking so much damage. So is Martin. Martin even has a dead commander here. That's not going to help with his budget.
Coca-Cola had to push forward to commit for that. Annihilator up here on the hill has a great crossfire position. Enrico's going to hug this rock like it's his best friend, like it's a life raft and he's a sailor floating in the ocean. Unji and Storm are going to sweep round the 1-2 line, Mojo, and they might get a pick here into Zafarchik and Annihilator.
No, but Zafar will just see them and start running away, and Nile will know what's going on because he is quite safe from them. They cannot really shoot him in the back.
Annihilator takes a shot there and is able to drop back into safety. Meanwhile, we just had the camera on Failware, who's doing the back climb. Zafarchik does a cheeky peek onto Unji there. Now he's going to dive for that. He's not run away. Unji's going to clip him out and kill him, and that's going to be a free kill. Although Zafarchik did get another shot before he went away, as Coca-Colap's finally got the kill on Enrico. In the meantime, Zafarchik actually giving Unji a hell of a fight there. Does another shot into him, and Unji took way too much damage there for that fight.
Yeah, it was really, really a lot for someone of his skill here. So Storm is the only budget with any significant HP left here. Ondrax is on really low HP with the dead turret, and there is a counter-attack coming in here. Nile has a chance to pick them off both.
Kaizu came down to fight Unji and Storm here, and I was wondering why Kaizu's aiming went really strange there. It was because Nile just pushed past him there in his batchat. Gunrunners only have 2 tanks, now they have 1 tank. It's Saigo in his artillery. This is going to be GoHard taking the lead 4-2, and this is playing exactly into their favour right now, Mojo.
Well, this is absolutely the best they can imagine after that first Himmelsdorf loss. Well, it's some lesson that they need to take out of that game, honestly, how they played it and everything. But important for them is that they actually managed to find some structure in a game and come back in a match. And they're now on a match point, and something they really need. They need all 3 points.
Yeah.
So that means they cannot allow Gunrunners to go above maybe 3rd game. So they can drop 1 here, but they must win on the next map if they wanted everything to go their way.
Yeah, definitely. They have match point right now. They can't afford to have it going into tiebreaker. If they go to tiebreaker, GoHard are 3rd place. There's no way that they can recover 2nd place from Kazna Crew. So GoHard really need to win one of these rounds on mines, and then that's it. All they can then do after that is sit back and watch Kaznakru versus Oops. Oops are going to want to win that one, obviously. It's definitely not going to be an easy match for Kaznakru, and Kaznakru desperately need to win for that.
We will see where will that go, but first we need to finish this one. GoHard still has to win over Gunrunners. Yes, they picked up the last 4 rounds, but you never know what's going to happen on next map.
Indeed, you can never really predict this this league at all right now. Coca-Collapse come top damage there in his TVP with 3 kills as well, 3.7 damage, 3.8 if we want to round up Mojo. Then Annihilator doing 2.9 damage there, 2 kills as well. Very nicely done, but look at the fall off from 2nd to 3rd place there.
Yeah, not much damage done here, but of course not enough mouses to be shot. So it doesn't really work for them. Next map will be crucial one. It's Mines.
Mines with an S, not a Z.
So Mines, I'm really interested how they actually want to play it, because the first attacking team will be Gunrunners, and they actually have a wicked stat on Mines on attack, 75%, man.
If when Gunrunners do their YOLO, it's like a tidal wave. It's like a Czech tidal wave, Mojo, from a landlocked country. That doesn't make sense, does it?
Hey, you kind of lost me there.
It's like a strong army pushing past.
If they're Polish, I could say, yeah, they're Polish hussars,
like
heavy cavalry and such stuff.
Like an
but
avalanche.
Czech guys never had it.
Like the Incredible Hulk just running at you.
Yeah, okay.
But made up of Czech tanks.
Okay, with blue color.
Yeah. So not really like the Incredible
No,
Hulk.
let's just go back to here.
Let's have a look at the lineups, maybe. Yeah. No.
That will help. Save us.
Not ready.
I'll never mind that.
Mojo, save me! Now, yeah, GoHard should be able to win this one. I think it's going to be GoHard's round, to be honest. I think it's going to be 5-2. I think that's it. I think that's going to be us done and dusted for today.
I know you're hoping because of that, but it's still not. Gunrunners actually are good on mines. They are playing well on that side, and they have a potential to actually make it really hard for GoHard here. Wow, that actually rhymes.
True, they're going to make it hard for GoHard. So it could be GoHard, it could be Go Soft. Well, it looks like they are going hard. They're bringing artillery, they're bringing a Guerrilla, they're bringing a Type 5 Heavy.
That's a couple of artilleries in one different forms.
Look at this.
But look at Gunrunners!
Yes, with the conch,
a gun carrier arty. Will there be a tracing shots in a start? I need to see that.
Conch GC. Now, the devastating thing about the Conch GC is it has a splash radius that's about 4 squares wide, I believe. Maybe it's actually 9 squares.
It's gonna be really hard if GoHard even thinks about pressure toward the middle in defense to deal with this gun carrier. And they don't have enough fast tanks to actually deal with this TVP, Barchats, VZ, and so on. So they
don't have the armor to trade.
They need to play a bit more passive. But against this, it's really hard.
This is bold. This is bold from Gunrunners. That's got a very, very light setup. And they're on attack. So let's jump into the action. Can they do it? Will GoHard win at 5-2, or is it going to be 4-3? Let's find out on Mines. Okay, Mojo, you think everything's fine? I think Gunrunners have got too light a lineup. Let's find out and see who is right here. Because, Mojo, you pretty much never agree with anything I say.
Wow. It's the right time for you, Ryan, to go a bow tie bet.
You enjoy telling me that I'm wrong. Tell you what, we'll do a bow tie bet, but I'll do it on behalf of Daki.
You cannot do that.
Because you and Daki are casting on
no, man.
Sunday.
You cannot do it on behalf of another person.
I just want you to lose because you're the only person who can't wear a bow tie, and the only time you can do it is tomorrow or Sunday.
Hey, Daki had his chance and he chickened out from a bet. He would actually win.
Okay, Kaizu taking damage here already. We saw Strinzer taking a lot of damage. Look at this blind shot coming in already, Mojo, and this is going to hurt. Lets it fly. Buys the back check.
Oh! Tracing coming in as we expected. Figo taking out Zafar immediately.
Brutal, brutal, brutal. Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Expect to see that one on the YouTube highlight video next week.
I'm very sorry you didn't take that bet again.
Now, Maga is taking damage here. Caribari's taking damage here. They need to push up. They need to start focusing fire on these tanks of Gunrunners while they have the advantage. While Seago is reloading. If not, Seago's going to plop one down on Caribari or Annihilator's head, or even Coca-Collapse's head, and this is going to hurt. But look at this. Kaizu is already dead in the gorilla. Now they need to get up and get safe here on the hill. Failware taking a huge amount of damage on the crossfire as well. And GoHard are just throwing themselves at the guns of Gunrunners.
Let's see this shot. Oh,
685 onto the tail end of Annihilator, but now look at this, they're just bullying these tanks of Gunrunners up on the hill right now. They're using their armor to just push through them. GoHard still have the HP advantage. They might have the gun advantage now, actually. They do. They've taken out 2 tanks. Martin's in a one-shot. Annihilator needs to get himself safe, and they need to hug this hill like it's their life and savior right now. As Coca-Collapse now takes out Martin.
Yeah, but we still have those faster tanks by Gunrunners, and we still have Seago, who cannot be killed by these tanks. He is the crucial advantage here. Look at this Coca-Collapse in his Type 5. If he manages to get a reload and turn the gun toward Ondrax, he can really make him a new one, you know?
Coca-Collapse instead decided he was going to shoot at Unji instead of Ondrax, because Caribari can deal with him right now. Now, where's Artillery going to go for? Is he going to try and splash into all these tanks? He wants to get Caribari. He needs to get a bit more damage done to him, as Maga is now chasing Ondrax. Will Artillery save him? Seago's still holding his shot at the moment. He's not going into anyone. Enrico gets the kill on Coca-Collapse. Annihilator gets the kill on Ondrax. Seago let fly into Caribari. Can see 1,028 damage, and it's still not over. GoHard still have armor and guns available to them.
I think that was a mistake by Seago. I would really kill Maga. Although he has only 300 HP, he's the only mobile tank actually for GoHard, and you can take out the rest of the mouse tanks with RT easily, no matter what they do. Now you have Anji and Enrico. One has that driver, other has that gunner. And yes, mouse tanks are there, but the biggest enemy of theirs is Maga.
Barry's going to get himself killed by Seago now.
He's going to get himself killed by Artie by now.
Barry has a dead...
Oh, he set him on fire!
Enrico killed Annihilator. Now, Barry has a dead driver. It's going to go very slowly. Maga is a one-shot. All you have left is Enrico and Seago. Barry's going to try and pressure Seago, get himself safe, and it's up to Enrico to come around and defend. Now, Barry can just try and get himself safe and just hope that Artie just... I mean, I don't know what it's going to do. This is... It's not over yet. It's going to be really hard for him to deal with Enrico, to be honest.
If Enrico actually picks up Maga...
He's going to go in the cap circle.
If he picks up Maga... No, he can't cap, because he really needs to keep Seago alive. If Seago dies, he's in deep trouble. But if they pick up Maga, it's Caribari against the Bachat. And it's going to be a lost game. And look at this. Caribari is a mouse with a dead driver, damage tracks. Hey, that tank doesn't go fast, man.
Enrico's got a dead gunner, so you can't really snipe at long range.
No, but these crews have jack of all trades, so that really helps. They all carry stabilizers, so that also counts. So it's not like a dead Bachat gunner on a normal random game, but still, yeah, it is not helping.
This is really dangerous because Caribari needs to angle himself against where he thinks Enrico's going to pop out from, and at the same time Seago can then pop out and shoot him. But look at this, Maga's giving crossfire to Caribari. So Seago does peek to try and get the shot, then Maga hasn't, but listen, Enrico might actually get a spot here on Maga. Enrico's going to give his position away. Caribari's going to be desperate to poke a shot over. They're spotted each other. Now, does Enrico have an angle? He maybe does, but he doesn't have the I guess Caribari playing it great. Seago can't do anything from the position as he doesn't have the arc.
Yeah, Enrico only needs to be worried where is actually Maga. That's the only thing that matters for him. Because if he finds him, Caribari is the dead dodo, man. And Maga is one with a bush.
Good luck finding Maga, because he's in like a double bush area right now. It's going to be very hard for Enrico to spot that out. Enrico has the potential to think to himself, maybe I should just go and try and start the cap. You know, maybe I'll try and do something to harass them. But he has no idea, absolutely no idea where Maga could be. Maga could have climbed right now. He doesn't know anything about that. Caribari is safe. He knows that Seago's behind him. He knows that Seago can't move without being spotted. And yeah, GoHard can run the clock down. It's in their advantage. GoHard Gunrunners have to make the move. And if Seago does shoot, then Maga's going to rush over and try and get the kill on him.
Well, Enrico always has a choice to go for the cap, as you said, but that's not the best one because he will lose his teammate. They will just have to... Well, even like that, actually, it can work in their favor because someone has to go and kill Seago. Mouse is too slow to come back to that side. And Enrico can kill Maga one-on-one easily.
Enrico reloaded, so what does he have now, Mojo? Would it be...
Heat shells, probably.
Heat? Oh, he's coming around the back here. If he goes all the way around the back, this could be... I mean, he'll get spotted.
You'll
And
get
then he'll
spotted by
pause.
Maga. That's why Maga is here.
So then he'll be like, okay, Maga's here, but where? And then is it going to be then a blind shot from Seagull into that bush? Because Seagull might say, well, he must be there in the middle of that bush.
Oof, Maga, he'll probably not shoot. Enrico is spotted rather early, but he will expect that Maga is somewhere on the island. Now, there was a shot.
That was Carry Barry. Maga still has all his shots.
Yeah, there was a shot, but it didn't connect. Carry needs
Carry,
to be
don't drive
very
forward.
dangerous against Eagle.
Carry, Seagull has shots on you, mate. Don't do this. Don't be baited. Don't be debated. Enrico moves over safely. Seagull.
Yeah, this is what I meant. Like, this is what they mean that actually the bachat is. They're not guessing. Maga is doing a smart play, but still.
Enrico's doing the right thing here. He's doing the right thing. He knows he's still lit. If he goes to the edge, he's going to try and get shots into the side of Carry Barry.
He's just keeping a rock between himself and Carry Barry.
Will he
But
proxy?
Maga cannot stay invisible forever.
Barry shot and deflected. Enrico's going to try and clip out into him, and he's safe because Maga can't get shots back into him. Barry angling that turret like a boss. Enrico misses with the first one. Oh!
Splash is possible.
Oh, this is gonna
Very
hurt.
possible.
He's going to wait till it comes in at the very last minute. That circle's going to come all the way in. You can see all the dots just moving slowly around.
I would shoot. Oh.
98 on the splash damage.
Things happen,
Carry
man.
Barry with a broken track. Enrico's backed off now. We're down to 2 minutes and 25 seconds. This could be run down. Oh, it's a shot in the
big
ass
connection.
there. 4-8-3. Nicely done there. Was that Maga or was that Barry? It was Barry.
No, Maga is doing
Barry, yeah.
everything smarter here for him is not to get spotted at any possible moment. This is actually something good for them now because Enrico is not on one shot, but actually Mouse could do a high roll for that.
Seagull's desperate to peak. He's desperate to peak here. Enrico's moving up. Oh, Mojo, this is going to go right down to why we're less than 2 minutes in now. Gunrunners have to make a move. Seagull's going to start blind firing into...
No, Seagull is a spotter now.
Enrico.
Seagull is a spotter and tank destroyer now, man.
Oh,
He's going
right
for
over
it.
where Maga
He's
is.
going to try to drop Mouse point blank. Oh, that's going to be a game.
He's shooting right over where Maga is. Look at this. He doesn't even know Maga's there. Oh, Seagull.
Seagull got
Maga.
spotted. He should guess now what's going on. He should guess. Oh, will he disconnect?
Barry got
Enrico's
a
dead.
kill. Barry got a kill on Enrico. Seagull gets the kill on Carry Barry. Maga, you need to move. You need to run out and get the kill on Seagull here. This is your destiny, mate. Your team going into first or second place potentially in your hands. You can get the drop on him. You should be able to do this, Maga. This one looks like it's going to be GoHard, Mojo.
There is no way for him to fail this. I mean, bouncing 2 shells point blank of CEC
He
is
does
not
it.
happening.
He does it. GoHard win the round 5-2. Still potential of that 1 and 2 spot, or certainly the number 2 spot available to them. It's going to come down to Kazdan Oops now to see who gets second place.
You should have taken the bet.